Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is another video on our hands-on and EC2 instance, and here today we are going to see how we can allow our EC2 instances to access AWS resources with the help of an IAM role. In the previous video we have already seen how we can access the AWS services with the help of an IAM user by giving it programmatic access and by availing the access key and the secret access key. But we have also seen the disadvantages of that, but now we are going to do the same things but with the help of an EC2 instance provided with an IAM role. So let us see what we are going to study through this particular hands-on. We will be of course launching an EC2 instance, creating an IAM role, and then because the EC2 instance will be equipped with the permission that is assigned to the role, because of that it will be able to access all the services of which it is allowed to access. Then we will be running some of our CLI commands on our EC2 instance, and then we will be actually visualizing the credentials that we actually get with the help of a role through the metadata which is available with our EC2 instance only. So without wasting any time, let us start with our hands-on. Here I am again in my AWS management console, clicking on EC2 because I want to create an EC2 instance. As I do not have any running instance in my account, so I will be quickly launching one. So launch instance, the AMI will be Linux 2. Instance type, I will again go for T2 micro. In instance detail, let it be by default, add storage, let it be add tags. Let me name my EC2 instance as EC2 with role, because we will be assigning it a role. And then the security group, one of my favorites one that we have already seen, that is SSH, HTTP and HTTPS. Actually we will be making use of only SSH into this particular hands-on, but still I'm using this one only because anyway it has port 22 enabled, right? So review and launch, again I am just launching it with the existing key pair of mine, that is my Linux key, right? And launch the instance. So as far as the EC2 instance roles are concerned, or the IAM roles are concerned, you can attach an IAM role while creating an EC2 instance also. But what I'm going to do is to go to the IAM dashboard and then creating a new role as whole, right? So clicking on services, I will be going to IAM, and here it is, right? So what I'm going to do over here is I will be creating a role over here. So this is the IAM dashboard. On the left hand side you have roles. Click on roles and you can see that I have only two roles over here which are the service linked roles, right? So please do not delete them. These are for the internal working of your AWS. Do not actually delete it or do anything with them. So I will be just clicking on create roles, and you can see that the role have so many use cases over here. That means we know that the roles are for AWS resources, right? When we want to assign any permission to our EC2 resources, or our Lambda or API gateway or EMR or our database systems or S3, what we do, we assign them permission, and those permissions are assigned with the help of roles, right? So we have to select one of the use case. This time I am giving permission to my EC2 instance. That's why I will be clicking on EC2, right? If you are working with any other AWS resource, you can use the other use case that are also available, and you can see there are plenty of them, such as Lambda, SNS, S3, RoboMaker recognition, and so on, right? So if you want one service to access another service, you have to assign it with the permission, and those permission we give with the help of role, right? Here this will be EC2. So next is, okay, I told my role will be for EC2. Now, what are privileges I am giving to my EC2 will be given through the permission. So click on permissions, right? So here I will be assigning it full S3 access, right? So filter policy, you can write S3 full access, that is this particular service, right? So what I'm giving my EC2 instance over here is allowing each and every modification or each and every operation that is available with S3. I am giving permission to my EC2 instance that yes, you can perform all those set of activities, right? So I'm clicking on it and then tags, right? So it is optional, let it be. Review, the role name, it is full S3 access, and okay, create role. Now, actually what over here we did, we actually created a role which has a permission, a role for EC2 actually, which has a permission to access S3. But right now, this role is not attached to my EC2 instance, right? So what I'm going to do is I will be going to my PowerShell, right? I am on, let me just clear it, right? So I am on my PowerShell right now. Let me just SSH into my EC2 instance once, right? So going back over here, this full S3 role is now been created. Getting back to it, go to EC2 and just grab the public IP or the DNS of my EC2 instance, right? So I go to the running instance. Click on connect, copy the command to SSH into my EC2 instance and paste it here. And now I shall be into my EC2 instance. Right? So I am on my EC2 instance now. All right. So as you know that we are using Amazon Linux 2 AMI, which comes with installation of AWS CLI. So if I write the command AWS, this will not give me any error. Right now, the AWS CLI version 2 is already installed over here. So this gives me a privilege to type any command of of AWS so that we can actually work with any resources, right? So I'm going to create so here I will be trying to create a new S3 bucket, right? So in the previous video we have also seen this command. So AWS S3, right? MB for make bucket, and now I have to specify the name of my bucket, right? So I'm using EC2 role my bucket 1 2 3 4 means a random number, so that the we can be making sure that this particular bucket name has not already been taken by somebody. So if I enter over here, there will be an error because make bucket is failed over here because my EC2 instance do not have any permission to do anything with my S3, right? For which this is to be very sure that we have to assign it some permissions, right? So here we will be seeing how we can attach a role to your EC2 instance so that this particular command shall not give us any error if we use it again. So going back to my EC2 instance, if I go back to my instance, clicking on its ID, all right, so this is my instance. I want to attach it with the role. So go to actions, right? Select it first, right? And go to actions and go to security, right? In actions, click on security, and there is a option of modify IAM role. Click on it, right? Because the role is actually been created. So if I click on this drop down menu, I will be seeing this S3 full access role which I have created beforehand, right? But if such roles are not created, you can also feel free to click over it and create a new role for yourself, right? But here I shall be clicking on it. That means This is the role which I want to attach with my EC2 instance and clicking on save, right? So with this, the role has been attached successfully to my EC2 instance. And now if I go back to, my EC2 instance PowerShell. So if I now again type this command and enter, you will be seeing that yes, the bucket has been now created. So if I do AWS S3 LS, so this bucket is now there in my, Amazon S3. So if I go again to the services, click on S3, I can verify that there is this particular bucket over there. Yes, the bucket with my role bucket, that random number has been now created, right? So that was something related with how, we can use any service with the help of your EC2 instance if it is having a role for that, a role attached for that, to access for that particular service. So what here I want you to visualize something about role is that how this role actually verify the credentials, right? Because in the previous video we have seen that we have used an IAM user with the access key and the secret ID. Those were the credentials which were actually authenticating my EC2 instance and authorizing it to access any resource, right? But how this particular role is working, right? So although we have attached the permission, but let me just show you one particular thing which makes roles more safer than that programmatic access, right? That is hard coding of your access key and your secret key. Let me just clear the screen, and now I shall be visualizing the metadata of my EC2 instance. That will be HTTP 169.254.169.254 slash latest slash meta hyphen data and enter, right? So these all things we can actually visualize through our metadata, right? So after metadata, you can see IAM over here, right? So you just type IAM like this, right? And you can see that in IAM there are two things that you can visualize. First is your info and the second is your security credentials, right? Because we are using IAM role, so the credentials for the roles that will be in the IAM folder of this particular metadata, right? So in IAM just type security credentials, right? To security hyphen credentials, right? So if I click over it like this, now the spelling was wrong actually, and enter, you can see that the security credentials shows the S3 full access role which I have actually assigned to my EC2 instance, right? And if I just do this and copy the name and open and see what is there in this role, so here I shall be able to visualize the security token which we actually get with our IAM role. So it also has an access ID over here. It also have a secret access key that is here. And this is the security token which I was talking about. Now this security token is temporary and I think it get rotated after every 30 minutes. And yes, it also have expiration period mentioned over here. So this token is generated and it is rotated very often, right? So this is a reason because of which IAM roles are most preferably used over hard coding your credentials by AWS configure or any other command. So that was a complete hands-on in which we have seen that with the help of roles and permissions, your EC2 instance is very well able to perform any task with your any services of your AWS. I hope you enjoyed this particular session, and for all such videos stay tuned to my channel. Thank you.